Hey you guys, it's me, Queen Z. Just came to say hello, came to give you some news you can use. For the last couple of minutes, I've been hearing sensational. Hey, gotta get next to you, baby. That's kind of the frequency we on. You got some people that are coming towards you, just wanting to be next to you, get next to you. Because you're sending off this high frequency of love and light. You're giving people some news they can use. And so we're giving news that we can use. I just came to talk to my folks, my peoples, about just some information that has been kind of coming to the forefront for me to share. Being in one of the biggest awakening years ever to go out and at such a mass rapid rate. Being a person, being one chosen to give some of these messages sometimes, and making sure that I'm coming from a place of love and light, making sure that I'm coming from a place of purity, and keeping in mind, it's not for everybody, for the ones that reach, that, hear the message and can internalize the message and move forward with their process. Ashe to you. I congratulate you on your journey. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing to my videos. And so, we're just thinking about what I was to talk about today, or even because I've really been kind of chilling for the last couple of days. I think it was a surge of kind of out with the old and with the new, and some of us may have been experiencing old energy, people trying to keep you bound to old dark energy, and not necessarily even dark, just old energies operating out of the past tense. Meaning some people ain't jumping the timelines we jumping right now. Literally, I have jumped timelines. I have actually stepped out of old space, old people, old things, and literally being in a new time zone. And so, having done that, just to reflect on some of the stuff that's going on, yesterday was put on my mind to go back and pay attention to the book of Jeremiah. And so in the book of Jeremiah, it's judgment season, meaning karma is spinning the block for a lot of folks. Hopefully you were in the 444 frequency. You are on the 444 frequency where, the ones that have been out here doing good work and loving people, not gossiping, and correcting yourself when you were wrong, because we're not perfect. This is life is a learning exercise that is performed every day, and it's been a lot of spin the block. Karma's coming down, so it had me reflect back to the book of Jeremiah, and we're seeing a lot of stuff with churches having being at an all-time rise and high at a time are now having great falls. People we have seen in our communities being at the top of their game, the peak, and then having great falls. They're now falling, and it's not so much as they're falling, it's just that energy that was put out, or if it was not of love and light and was not natural, it's coming to an end. It was short-lived. It had no longevity. I'm really trying to balance on my platform, even when I talk about energies and I touch these cards, to also remember to reflect back on the many Bibles, not just this Holy Bible, but also the Ethiopian Bible, giving light to a lot of different information that we were not privy to know about coming up. It was not taught. And so having your DNA literally scream at you, having source from above scream at you, this is the message, this is what you're supposed to be talking about, this is how you're supposed to reach people, and don't worry about if it doesn't reach all people. It will reach who needs to receive it in that time. And so in the book of Jeremiah, it was talking about judgment and, the people that transgressed. And, Jeremiah is one of the prophets. And, we're seeing new people come with messages. And I think I talked about in one video that people are so worried about the postman rather than the message that is being brought. And so, meaning some people are worried about when the message comes through this way. And this has been coming up in conversation with me and my eldest child. about her being in confliction of the gift. I said, well, if we're in the energy of alchemizing and changing things, you know, if the Most High say, well, child, I need you to be here on this platform to do this because I need the frequency changed on that level. Because you get a lot of readers that only like to pull the dark energy that is going around, meaning the gossip. Oh, this is coming for you, or this, and this. They're not talking about and pulling the energy and putting out messages of love and channeling light and channeling growth, or even channeling the seeds to get that kind of energy off the ground. So when I touch my cards, I am solely looking for the purpose of letting you guys have an experience, and a positive one, of getting some intuitive nudges about what frequency is kind of, which frequency to lean towards, you know, not necessarily giving old behaviors or old energy or past life energy legs to even run or walk on. You know, I'm trying to break them legs at the kneecaps, okay, honey? I'm trying to break them down. I'm trying to I'm out here to alchemize. I'm sending out love and light. And so, you know, being in this energy and being vulnerable and allowing myself to be in this state and share what is given to me, some fruit and some food on your plate, you know, something to really eat, some real bread, you know, something that you can take with you that's going to have some long standing and actually nourish your body and your mind is what my goal is always when I come. And there's sometimes where Queen got to step back and say, you know what, you gave that a little bit wrong, or you came from not the angle that I intended for you to come. So as long as we're able to have those moments and step back, and you can admit when you may have fouled up or when you might need to take some step backs to move a couple steps forward. Sharing with my community that we are in the season of karma spinning the block, meaning your work. You know, I'm not so much as worried because I know that when I set out with my day, I set out with love and light. I set out to do my work. I'm not looking for an easy way out. I'm not looking for the quick fixes anymore like I used to. You know, had an excuse for everything. There was always something that or an excuse for why things weren't done, or why I justified doing something that might have been really, excuse my French, fucked up at the time, right? And so, and not able to take accountability for whatever it is I was going through. And so, you know, once you get to this state of being awoke, it's kind of like you can't go back to sleep, right? And you get given this torch. And so, you know, when being in this season of judgment, being in this season, and I like to call it this Jeremiah type of energy, right? That everybody's so scared of. Oh, karma, karma, karma. People so worried and they throw the word out frivolously, right? Oh, karma, karma, karma. It's literally the work you do. Literally, that's all it is. If you are out here doing good work and you're meaning people well, and you're coming from a place of love, you're coming from a place of light, you coming to grow somebody instead of stagnate them, then karma ain't something you got to worry about. You should be actually happy. You should be like, oh, my fruit finna come in. I'm not just finna have fruit. I'm finna have some exotic fruit. I always tell people, my friend, I got a good friend. He laughs at me all the time, every time. I tell him, I don't want just fruit on my tree. I want exotic fruit on my tree. You know, that fruit to be everlasting, for it to quench your thirst, to fill your belly, to fill your mind. That's the kind of fruit that I look to create in my life today, not knowing that my fruit even had a range. Because at one point, I didn't even have fruit, right? Hush, baby. That's my dog, you guys. I didn't even have fruit, you know. I wasn't able to produce. I got this card in my deck, and it literally says somebody's hair won't grow. And I'm not being funny, but that just means spiritually. That was just my spirit team and my guides being funny, you know. But you won't grow. Some people are refusing to grow, so that's why this spin the block energy is feeling like an attack, or people are feeling stuck in this time, and judgment is being called down, and you know, I know personally what it's like not to have been doing good work. So when harvest time come back in, you ain't got no fruit. You ain't got no fruit. Nothing's working out. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling like you can't move forward. You know, and we're seeing this in our families. We're seeing this with people we cared about, you know, and who are we to come in and intercede on anything or any lesson that is coming directly from source or from the Most High that they're giving, and people are reaping what they sow. There's that saying, you reap what you sow, right? So if you're sowing good seeds and you're doing good work, just be grateful of what's finna spin the block on you, you know. Empowering yourself with knowledge, learning for yourself, not letting anyone else decide for you about what you should be thinking, or what's working for you and not working for them, or what's working for them and not working for you. Never looking at the next man's plate and looking at it with envy, or like you're starving. Just be hungry enough to go and create your own and prepare your own meal, you know, so that when you sit down, you are having a hearty supper, that you're feeling nourished by the things that you ate, meaning the things that you put into your brain, the work that you put out into the universe, and into your community. You know, nobody's saying go out and try to fight every battle and win every race, but as a collective, everybody should do their part. You know, there's a toe, there's a finger, there's an eye and an ear, all on the body, right? But as long as you're operating the part that's assigned to you, then everything else will fall into alignment. The body will start operating as one. And so being on this change frequency, we're no longer on that old frequency where judgment is being called down, and we're seeing it right before our eyes. We're seeing things happen. We like, dang, ooh. You know, some people get beat up by it, to be honest. And I'm going to keep it real. Some people are getting beat down by the energy and the things that they have put out into the world. And then some people are just getting those energetic hugs by the universe and the Most High. Like, ooh. And, you know, it feels good. You know, because I remember, I was getting towed up, y'all. I was getting towed up at a point in my life where I really didn't understand it. And so now today I'm very mindful and very conscientious about the things I consume into my brain, about the people I spend my time with, how I'm spending my time. Before I pick up that phone to get to talking about somebody, where are you coming from with it? I'm very conscientious about how I'm conducting my affairs, how I'm conducting my business, so that when we're in the season of judgment being called down and we're manifesting and we're trying to get things afloat, that we're in a fruitful season, that we're even in a place to receive, first of all. Because we be praying for stuff and manifesting things that we ain't even in position to receive. And that's a whole nother topic, you know, just being somewhere where you're not in a position to receive. And so, you know, and at a time when we did receive, some people let their gifts go to their heads. Some people took some things for granted. Me being myself, I know when I had things, but it was a falsehood on the things that I had at the time. Allowing things to go to our head and go over our head, and now we're not producing or not being abundant in growth, you know, having a stagnant energy, a plateau, so to speak. So just being mindful when you go back and reflect on why you may be hitting this plateau, you know, just know that we're in a season of judgment. We are in days, in the living days and energy of having to literally be mindful of everything that we do. Not always looking for a financial gain, but look for a spiritual one. Look for one that's going to grow you to your highest magnitude. And yeah, just being real, being authentic. I think that's coming out. That frequency is definitely out there. People are definitely living in their true form. They're being authentic. And the ones that you really looking at them upside their head, because I done found myself looking at some people like, what they just say, or what they doing, like we still there, or are you still there? Like, There's so much going on where we should all be moved past the materialistic phase of life, the shunning phase of life. We should definitely be paying attention when you can look at somebody you done known your whole life, whether it be your child, friend, cousin, mother, father, and be like, oh, that ain't the person I used to know. That's not the same person. They're definitely being operated by a different entity. Or they got some different stuff going on that they need to go back and fix. And you should be able to walk away from that and not take that personal into your flesh. You know, I've definitely got and been privy to see a lot of different things on a spiritual level as I've been growing. Some sad and some I really take my fleshly feelings out of it, because you don't never know why a person has to learn something they need to learn, or why they're going through, or some situation you could look at it and you like, damn, like, ooh. Like, because you saw it. We saw it happening before our eyes, you know, sitting up, gossiping about folks, still willing to tear down your people for your own gain. We see a lot of that. A lot of people still sharing their bodies for the fun of it. That's wild to me, you know, as I've been learning. But I've been a person that was there too at a season in my life of sharing my body, giving people titles and access to me when access should have been automatically denied, or somebody probably should have denied me access at that time, you know, because I wasn't well, you know, learning what it means to be practicing celibacy, keeping within myself, growing myself, learning the difference. You know, when we have sex, it should really only be to recharge. You know, you should only be indulging in that kind of stuff, and it should be with somebody that has good energy and positive energy, that's somebody that love you and that you truly love, you know, because it's for to get a charge. That's what it's for. You know, that's your most sacred being, your sacred place, should I say. You know, so knowing some of the stuff that I know today that I didn't know, and wondering why I was unable to manifest, or why I would get on the phone and gossip, or I was drinking all day and carrying on and just being in a low vibration state of mind, and thinking I was on top, you know, that fool's gold. That's what I like to call that. That's the fool's gold. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. You can always drop a comment. Let me know your opinions on anything that I talk about. I think there's going to start being more conversations being had to this nature of the topic, about judgment being called down, and us seeing our family members and friends kind of having to deal with some of the stuff that they put out, and what that looks like. So just know that this season will pass. I hope that everybody protected themselves, protected their harvest, should I say. Not your physical body, but yes, that too. But protected their harvest that they was expecting to come in. Because I definitely, thought I had planted carrots and got back Brussels sprouts, you know, at times. Not being funny, but literally had got back something I didn't expect. But it's just like, why didn't I expect that when I was out doing whatever it was I was doing at the time? You know, it wasn't my season. But know that everybody can have a season for that good energy, that hug from the universe, that hug from the Most High to come back in and kind of bless you abundantly, you know, and to really believe that that can be for you, and that puts you in that conscientious state of mind to do good work, to go out with no seeds of like regret, negativity, jealousy, self-gain, you know. Always do it. I feel, in my opinion, it is to be open-hearted and to share what is given to you, you know. Share it and hope that when it's shared and it's received somewhere, that next person passes it along the same way it was passed to you and passed to them. And that's kind of keeping this frequency of love and light going out in a mass rapid pace. And yeah, the marathon, that's the only marathon we running, is changing the frequency. This sluggish, this dark BS that's kind of going around. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has any opinions. You can always tap back in. It's always nice to come in and have these chats. I love to grow. My next mission is getting my hands on this Ethiopian Bible, because it does have books, and getting my hands on some information. That's the only stuff I really want to consume in my brain today. And that's okay for me. You know, I just hope that everybody gets to a place of wanting to empower themselves with knowledge. That's the confirmation. Yeah, get that knowledge. So, again, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. I'll pop back in with another message. If there's follow-up questions, just post them in the bottom. We can talk about it. I'm also going to be on my Uncomfortable Conversations Facebook page, going live at some point, just to open up the platform, just to see what everybody has on their mind, what they want to talk about, and kind of giving people some news they can use. Until next time, Ashe.